guys, how you doing today? I have been having a lot of questions about the video that I did last winter on my Alocasia poly. I almost called it an anthurium. But I've been having a lot of questions lately about the Alocasia poly going dormant. Now, if you watch that video of mine, I'll try to link it up at the end of my video if you haven't seen it yet. But as you can see, to take up from that video, mine has all come back. I have two different pots here, and they're all coming back. I have one that still hasn't produced anything yet. You can see all the other bulbs have come up. This one is working on it, and this one has some kind of a weed growing in it. So, and that one has 3 bulbs in it, and then this one here, it has 1 bulb in it, and she's coming back very nicely. But what I want to do today is I want to put all of these into one pot and get them all together. I'm going to put them in this here gray pot. Oh, and I wanted to show you, let me get rid of this trash here. I just ordered, I think there's 12, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, yeah, there's 12 pots and 12 trays. You see all the trays. I need to get this out of the way. This table just does not give me enough room to work on. But I ordered these from Amazon. They were $15. So for 15 bucks you got 12 pots and 12 trays. And look at the drainage. That was what I really liked about it. There's drainage on the side and drainage, great drainage holes on the bottom. And then the trays they match. But I have been, the reason I bought them, I have been looking and looking for pots that I can't never find any at any of the stores. So I went ahead and ordered these on Amazon. They're 6-inch. So that is a pretty perfect pot size for me and for what I want them for. So I just wanted to show you those, and if you guys are looking for pots, get on Amazon. These are really nice. I'm excited to use them. But anyways, back to what I was doing is I'm going to get this out of my way, and what I want to do is take these out of their pots. I'm going to get rid of all this soil. I'm going to put it in my bag, and then I'm going to put them into all fresh soil. I want to get these rocks out of here. But, you know, I've had a lot of people comment on my first video about, oh no, you know, I've thrown mine away because I thought I killed them, and no. I mean, mine grew for 3 years. And then they bloomed, and after that they bloomed I think I had them, yeah, I had them 2 or 3 years, and then, but they bloomed twice, I think it was. And then after they bloomed, that was it. They all kind of started, the leaves started dying back and going brown, and I was getting no more new growth. So I just went ahead and put them to sleep for the winter, because they're just like an elephant ear. If any of you have grown elephant ears and you live in the north, somewhere where you get cold, extreme cold winters, you know that you cannot keep them out in your yard. You dig them up, you dry the bulbs out, and you put them to sleep for the winter. These are the exact same. they're Alocasia. So your Alocasia, your Colocasia, all the same thing. Alright, let me get these unpotted. Okay, I had to get my knife. I am just going to run my knife around the soil. I just watered these really good yesterday or the day before. I think it was the day before. So they should come out pretty easy, I hope. And your Calocasias, this Alocasia poly, it likes to stay moist. The soil likes to stay moist, and they like to eat a lot. So I feed mine every time I water with fish emulsion, and I also use worm castings while they're growing. And after they go dormant and all the leaves fall off, you can either leave them in their pot and stop watering, or you can take them out, let the bulbs dry, and store them in a cool, dark place. And if they're left in a pot, you still want them in a cool, dark place so they can rest. And then you'll notice if you bring them out late spring, or you know, whenever your weather starts warming up, and you bring them out and you put them into a higher light situation, they will start popping up growth. And as soon as you see that growth starting to pop up, you can start watering them. Water them and feed them. I'm just going to clean off some of this old sheathing. You can see I have another leaf popping up right here. Another stem. I believe this one, well, I don't know which one is which, because I got one plant one time and then I got another plant the other time. But you can see it is a, let me get some more of the soil off. You can see it's just a big bulb. And these are her roots. So you need to have a deep, you need to have her in a deep pot, and you always want to keep that bulb. You can see where my soil line is. You always want to keep that above soil so you're not rotting that bulb out, because if that bulb is squishy, then it's rotten and it's gone, it's done. So you want to keep that above your soil line. I'm just going to set her back in here for right now until I get this other one out. But I'm putting her into a plastic pot because I want her to retain her moisture. I had a couple times this summer where I came out. I've been keeping her out back, and a couple times she was dry, and I don't want her to get dry. They like moist feet. Okay. See, this is why I like to repot when I come in. I mean, this is no big deal, but there is, from her being outside, there's an earthworm in there. Do not ask me how the earthworm got up onto my patio table, because I have no idea, but it did. Worms are great. My mama always said, if you see a lot of worms out in your garden or in your flower beds, it means your soil is very, very nice and rich, and it brings on happy plants. So, to me, seeing a worm in my soil, even though I can't imagine how it got up on my picnic table, on my patio table, and got into my soil, but it did. See, this is a really good example of what your Alocasia poly will look like, or any Alocasia that you have. There's the Friedeck, any of your elephant ears type Alocasia or Colocasias that you are growing in your home. That is a really good bulb, and it's actually gotten longer and grown since I repotted it the last time. I'm going to set her like that. I got one more here. Just going to clean her off. Those three that I just took out of the pot, well, the one had a really good root system, but these just started growing, so they're a little bit behind my other one. I'm just cleaning off the dry sheathing. Okay, I'm going to set her down on there. I am going to go get rid of all of my mess, and we're going to start with a clean slate here. Okay guys, I got my mess cleaned up somewhat. I didn't clean up too great because I am just going to make a huge mess again. So I am filling the pot that I'm putting her in. And I want to put just a little bit of sand. This is some sand and some gravel, but it's old fish tank gravel. Just want to mix it in there a little bit, not a bunch. I just want her to have good drainage. I don't really like using bark. It seems to rot really quickly, and especially on plants that like to stay on the moist side. So I stopped using that, the bark, and I believe it is possibly, I had a couple of fungal issues on my plants, and it was all plants that I had bark in. So I decided I'm going to stop using the bark. Okay, now I want to put this one in first because she's the biggest, and I'm just going to put her down in here, kind of get her set where I want her. I'm going to bring her up just a little bit higher, because you want to keep that, you want to keep your root ball, your bulb, you want to keep that above the soil. So now I'm going to put in this one. And I'm just going to kind of set her in right there. Get some more soil around her. And then I think I'm going to take this one and put her right here. Setting her down in here. Keeping that, you want to keep the crown, because you can see she's got more. Let me peel some of this old sheathing off. You can see she's got more growths coming out. Can you guys see the little green growths getting ready to pop out? And that was one of them. And she's got more coming. So I am going to set her down in here. Oop. She's got a root that wants to stay up. Might have to get some more soil in my container. We'll see here. This just might do it. Okay. Oh, I want to feed her. I'm going to sprinkle my worm castings in. I'm going to give her quite a bit of food. And then every time I water her, I usually have fish emulsion or kelp to put in with her. Okay, now I'm going to put in just a little more. That's not going to fit. I'm going to have to use my hand. I'm going to turn it around. I'm just going to sprinkle some of my sand and my gravel so you can see the gravel. It's just a fish gravel like what you buy for aquariums. That's what I had, so that's what I'm using. Now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to water her in and see where she's setting, and then I might have to add a little more soil. Okay, let's get her watered in. I'm going to wait until I see water coming out of. First I want to straighten her up just a little bit here. You see how all the top of the bulbs are up out of the soil so they don't rot. She looks like she's in there pretty sturdy. So I'm going to keep watering because I don't see any water coming out yet. And I'm also going to add just a little more soil. I'm going to kind of put it right there. And just kind of spread it around. Okay, now there's water coming out of the bottom of her pot, so I am going to stop watering her. I'm just kind of tapping it down lightly to get her settled in to her pot. There. I'm so glad. I'm going to put my rocks back in just because I think they're pretty. I like them. In there, there's really no reason, but besides the fact that I like them. Okay. There she is, and I think she looks much better in one pot. She looks much better in one pot now. The only reason I really even had them in two different pots is, like I said before, they were actually two separate plants that I bought. So now I have her all together, and I think she looks pretty good. I can't wait for all these other leaves to start popping out. You can see this one is the newest leaf. It's still curled up. See how it's curled up right there? It kind of looks like a little taco on the edge yet. And they're so pretty and shiny. This is such a gorgeous, gorgeous plant. But trust me, if this plant starts dying back, the leaves start dying back, and you think you're killing it, you're not. Because this plant will go dormant. It might be 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, I don't know. Like I said, mine bloomed twice in one summer, and then after that it was like it used up all of her energy, and she just had to go to sleep for a little while. So that is as long as your bulbs aren't squishy and rotten, she will come back. If your bulb is squishy and rotten, if the whole thing is, throw it away. If only the bottom of the bulb, I wish I would have left it out and shown you, but a lot of times the top of the bulb will be nice and hard like it should be, but you might get the bottom of it has rotten. you can cut that off. You can just pull it off with your fingers. I usually don't actually cut it. I usually just pull it off with my fingers, rinse it off really well, let it sit for a little while, like maybe a day or two, and then you can pot it back up. But yeah, so don't throw your alocasias away, guys, that we're growing in our homes, because as long as those bulbs ain't squishy, they will come back. So I am going to let you go. I will talk to you later, and you guys have a really great day. Bye. Peace.